UFC lightweight Frank Camacho. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. You got
Dude,
up
thank you.
right on time, right on point. Thank you so much, man. How you doing?
Very good, Rutherford. Thank you. I know the time difference is all messed up, and thinking about it now, man, hats off to you, brother, for continuing to do all of this for all these fighters around the world. So glad to be here.
Oh man, hey, it's you without me, me without you. It's that type of situation. So it is all
hmm
good, man. Now, you're sitting where? California. You're in camp.
Yeah,
How long did you? When did you get out there?
I got uh I got out here about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, about a week and a half. About 2 weeks ago. Uh, it was actually perfect because I flew out the day that Guam locked down again. Because they were having Guam was having a spike in COVID cases. So it kind of all worked out, man, because I don't know how training would have been, back in lockdown again. So I'm out here in California in Orange County and getting work in fight camp freaking soreness again. Gotta love it.
With the you get out there to California, you're at Oyama's and who do you got there with you right now for the camp?
Oh man, the whole team's here. Got got Fernando, got Robert, got JP, uh Christian Aguilera. He's fighting this weekend. Um, Alex Perez, Chito, to the whole team, man. It's um, they have something. We have something good going on over here, and I'm just so glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, yeah, the energy, man. You got Alex Perez. He's legit title contender right now in that
Yeah,
division. Cheeto going in there in that pay-per-view and just wrecking shop and destroying all the hype that was
yeah.
around Sean O'Malley, man. The energy must be good.
The energy is good, and the energy has been good here. We're the world is just seeing these guys come out, but since day one, these guys have been putting in the work. Carla Esparza has been putting in the work
Yeah.
since day one. And then my boy Christian that's fighting this weekend. He's been grinding and grinding. He finally got that break. He got that call, and yeah. So to answer your question, the energy has been good, and it's so nice that the world's finally seeing.
Yeah, yeah. Now, pandemic era fight week. How weird was that for the first time, you experienced it?
Man, John was funky, dude. So funky. At least now I'm seeing that people are signing posters. Before the my fight week, usually you go into fight week, it's hey, what's up? Hey, you know me, man. I'm a nice guy. I enjoy every second of it. It's something that I've always dreamed of doing. What's up? Seeing the UFC staff, high fives, hugs, everything. Uh, Signing posters, media, pictures. Check the Reebok guys. And it wasn't like that. Uh, it was a different hotel, where all these protocols in place, everyone in masks, everyone's kind of like on their tippy toes, on eggshells, and um, yeah, just a very different fight week. Rightfully so, right? Because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. You're right. People are actually signing posters now. Before there was no, little clips of fighters signing posters in
No,
the
it
previous
was it was
event.
straight. It was
Yeah.
straight check in. You get your COVID test, and then go straight to your room. And then your room, it's connected to like another room, so you technically have two rooms, but the other room has just all mats and workout stuff, which is cool, but it's like, usually you go to the big workout room in the ballroom, and then you see the names, and you're like, oh, okay, shoot, I'm in this corner, you know what I mean? And then I'm hitting mitts, and then maybe like I don't know, think like a Michael Johnson would be hitting mitts too. So the camaraderie of being another professional athlete and meeting and talking to other people, that makes fight week different.
The energy, man. It's energy. You need
Yeah,
people to have energy. If you don't have people, the
yeah.
energy's not there. It's kind of flat, right?
Very flat, and the cool thing is, that I've learned to appreciate is that uh, people adapt and perform better with different environments.
Mm.
you have that one guy that's just a beast in the gym, like sparring. You're like, dude, how the hell this guy, I could never beat this guy. This guy whoops my butt all the time during sparring. And then you have the guy that's mediocre in training, but man, he performs when the crowd's there. He performs when other guys would fold. So, just like anything else, it's a lot of environment based. And I'm so glad going into this next one, I know what to expect.
That last fight week, like you said, it was funky, and then your opponent pulled out, and then you got a new opponent coming in at what, 48 hours, less than 48 hours notice.
Yeah.
And that's just emotions, right, in your mind, just spinning, and it's pretty much a hurricane in there. And you took the fight, man. Big up to you for taking that fight, because I think a lot of guys, they might not have taken that fight.
Yeah. It was a really good like growing experience. If anything, I was just so stoked to have a fight, going into fight week, especially with this whole pandemic. It's The uncertainty is at its highest. You don't know. I'm so glad that I'm still able to do my job and still be able to train and still be able to fight in front of a lot of, in front of fans that are at home. Uh, yeah, obviously, shit, it didn't turn out the way that I wanted to, but man, it's the fight game, you know what I mean? And just took lessons from that, and let's apply it to this next
Mhm.
one.
You're known to be durable, and I know the referee must know that because he's the referee for the UFC. And when I look at that fight, you got bum rushed and you got rocked, but it didn't seem like you were out. And do you feel like when you look back at the fight now, that was stopped a little early?
Yeah, I was still on my feet, man, but at the same time, he took a fight, so I had to really reflect on this, right? Herb Dean too, he's a man, one of the best of the best. What happened was I was still on my feet. Justin James took the fight on like 2 days' notice. I mean, yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I don't think he would have stopped. You know what I mean? Shit, if I was him, I wouldn't have stopped. So um, maybe Herb Dean saw that, and Herb Dean recognized that, and he stepped in my favor. Would I have liked to seen me go all the way through? Oh hell yeah! But it was in the game, and technically I wasn't defending myself intelligently. So yeah, man, I gotta take that L and move on.
Yeah, you see that now a lot these days, right? The referees in the spotlight, finishing fights too early. Other fights, they're letting the guys, go a little bit longer. There's no consistency, and
Yeah,
it's kind of
yeah,
weird to me.
yeah. It's kind of weird. Like, dude, the last fight card, fuck, there were guys that
Yeah.
were fucking
Mm.
Trevin Jones. Hey,
Mm.
freaking hats off to Trevin Jones, bro.
Yeah.
God damn, that guy took a body shot and
Mm.
he soldiered it out. I think taking a body shot and like trying to ride that out for the rest of the route is harder than getting rocked and
Mm.
trying to ride it out. So yeah, see, so Trev Jones fight, the
Daniel
ref really,
Rodriguez.
Daniel Rodriguez, good gracious, dude,
Mm.
that was holy cow. Ryan Bader. I mean, even though Ryan Bader got finished, but dude, that was like 60
Yeah.
shots.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're kind of seeing this, but and then um maybe referees are recognizing it, but yeah, I mean, on my side, um I don't know, anything could have happened, but Justin James was on. He was on.
Now, you move forward. It's around a 2.5 month turnaround. Were you set on just getting back as quick as possible after that fight?
100%.
Mm.
100%. Let me get it back, man.
Mm.
Dude, I
Bad
couldn't I
taste
couldn't
in your
just,
mouth?
oh God, yeah. Yeah. One week one week I was like just going through it, like just soaking in the loss, thinking about it, like, oh God, and then after or actually 2 weeks, because I went back home. I was 2 week quarantine, so I was stuck at home just freaking
Yeah.
thinking about it. After that, I got back into the gym, was training with the boys, with Roki, with Trev, with Kyle Uggan, all the boys at Spike 22. Felt good. got back on it.
Awesome, man. Now you got a good opponent, man. Brok Weaver, a guy that
Yeah.
he comes to fight. He's not gonna back down, and he's made a lot of changes. He's coming off a loss too. What do you see in him? What excites you about this matchup?
Um, I think the what excites me about it the most, it's so fucking weird, but I don't know. It's like I'm playing this this movie in my head of Battle of the Natives. You know what I mean? Because I just remember Brock Weaver coming out and like, whoa, this guy looks badass. Like freaking rocking the Native American warrior. And then I actually Googled and did some research on his tribe, on his clan. Um, and man, it's a very colorful background. And then I could appreciate that, you know what I mean? So if anything, I'm just kind of going with that narrative in my head and in my mind, like, man, this is the battle of warriors. Maybe this is what I needed. I'm a proud island boy, proud Chamorro boy, and this is something that is firing me up to have that battle of the natives fight. Um, Slingstone versus Arrowhead. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. If anything, that's one thing that's just is getting me fired up, and maybe this is the fight that I needed. Or it is the fight that I needed to kind of uh, my whys, right? Why do I fight, man? I fight because I'm a proud island boy, and it's a way for me to really show the world where I come from. And what way to go in there against a guy that's game, that freaking he plays the part, he writes the narrative for being another native that he represents.
He's just a mirror of someone that's in another part of the world that just mirrors you and
One
what your
one
purpose
one
is.
hundred 100%,
Mm,
100%. Even when I don't want to get into the history
mm,
of our ancient of our people, but man, we have a very heavy and very colorful history. You know what I
yeah.
mean? From his ancestors to the people that have come and colonized to moving them from away from their land. It's a very colorful and very heavy history, and I could appreciate that, and I know the type of motivation and the type of drive that he's gonna have in all his fights, which excites me.
Now this is the last fight on your current contract. What is the mindset heading into this event?
Focus, focus. Um, don't get distracted with other things. I like to do other things. I love photography. I love fucking. I watch a bunch of other stuff on online, but man, training and just focus. Just let me just focus at the task at hand, and get the job done. You know, uh, don't think and like don't distract myself and don't think too much about the things that I can't control. Just focus on what I control. Hey, man, I can control waking up every day, getting a good meal, breakfast. Um, getting my weight good on point, and show up and just focus on being the best Frank Camacho that I can during training, so that it would just build my confidence and be ready for September 12th on fight day, and just focus. That's the only thing.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, um, tunnel vision, tunnel vision in the sense, but at the same time, man, because I was so tunnel vision the
Mm,
last fight,
mm,
with everything changing, it's like, oh man, my tunnel vision had to look around so much. You
mm,
know what I mean? Because man, COVID, weird fight
mm.
week, change of opponent, new opponent. So uh, sort of a tunnel vision, but but being able to adapt like a fighter, like a martial artist.
So going in, it's like focus and get the win. That's it. There's no
Yeah, yeah,
fight of the
yeah. Focus.
nights and
Fuck
knockouts and all
that, dude.
that.
Nah,
There's none of
man,
that.
dude. No, man.
Just
Let's
win.
let's let's just focus and let's get that
Mm,
win.
mm,
By all means, and really just focusing at again at what I can control,
mm.
and I can control. in an hour being at the gym and just focusing on being the best that I can to whatever today it was going to be jiu-jitsu class this morning. So, you know, just really focusing on that and uh and focusing on that process.
All right, man. September 12th, Las Vegas, UFC Fight Night. Frank Camacho's back
Woo.
in the octagon. Thank you so much, Frank, man. It's always good chatting with you. And I always think, I always feel like I get better and learn from you when I talk to you. So it's always a joy.
Oh man, thank you, brother. Thank you. Hey, and have a good evening, dude. It's gonna be UFC fight morning for you guys.
Yeah, yeah. Always. It's always.
Always, yeah, yeah, for sure. Sunday morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, Sasha Platnikoff here, letting you know to tune in to SCMP post-fight for all your weekly martial arts news.